You are listening to The Rant with David King.
Hello everyone, welcome to The Rant. I am your host, David King. Boy, do I got something to talk about. I got something I want to get into right now. It's insane. I had the opportunity to meet somebody famous yesterday. Famous-ish. They were a celebrity. Probably, man, I don't even know if you'd say it was a B list. Could be a C list. I will not say who, for the sake of this podcast. And I will not say because even though she annoyed the shit out of me, she was still actually a very nice woman. But that's the thing about the topic of this rant. We like the mic audio. Boom. That's the topic of this episode. It is people of the left, these leftist individuals. I'm not even talking about Democrats. This woman was an admitted leftist. I know this because in the beginning of her show, she said, there's Democrats, there's Republicans, there's left, and then there's wrong. And of course, everybody cheered. Well, at least a lot of the people cheered. It got very loud in this room. This event was in downtown Atlanta, so of course so many people cheered. I think I might have been the only straight guy in the room. I think there was probably, out of 200 people, I may have been one of four. At one point, I saw a man dressed as a woman, but not just any woman, but like the little Bo Peep, like sheep herder woman. She had like the dress and the bonnet. I said she. See, even I'm getting wrapped into this nonsense. This person had the dress and the bonnet and the curly blonde hair. It was quite terrifying too, because it was like an 80-year-old person. They may not have been 80, but they looked 80. They looked very old. Could have been prosthetic makeup. Who knows? But they were old. So I already knew when I walked into this room that I was kind of the odd man out. I needed to be on my guard. I'm not looking to start anything. No, that's not who I am. I wanted to come here and enjoy this moment, meet this famous person. I didn't think anything of it. You know, I didn't grow up really watching this person's mother perform. Wasn't really my cup of tea. But I knew who she was and who her mother was and who this caricature was. And I know you're dying for me to tell you. I won't. But, yeah, the show started off with there's left and then there's wrong. And then I was like, boy, here we go. I knew it. I knew it before we even came here. I knew it. Because you can't go anywhere anymore in any entertainment aspect anymore. You can't go to a performance. I can't even go to the theater in Lawrenceville without having to thank the native tribe of the lands. We must acknowledge that these lands belong to some tribe, which is complete and utter bullshit. Because the land didn't belong to them, because they conquered. I mean, if we're going off of the logic of the left, which is we all have to stand up and acknowledge that this land belongs to somebody else, then tear down this building and give it back to them. It's like I saw the article, there was an ad posted up by Ben and Jerry's, we must acknowledge, Ben and Jerry said, that this land was stolen. This is stolen land. I said, well, if it's stolen land, then give it back. You can start. You literally can do your part and give your land back to whoever it belongs to. Because after all, you said it yourself, this is stolen land. I don't see you giving up your property or giving over your factory to the native tribe of the land that once inherited that place before the white man showed up. You're not giving it up. So shut the hell up. You're full of it. You can't go anywhere anymore without being preached to. Now, I kind of thought maybe because Trump won, that might end. And not only did Trump win, leftists, if you're listening, you probably aren't. But if you are, you lost. And not only did you lose, it's not like you lost because of the electoral vote. You lost the popular vote. Do you understand that Trump won every swing state? He won the popular vote. America has voted against your ideas. You had your time. You had your chance to do what you wanted to do for the last 4 years, and you screwed everything up. You lose. Good day, sir.
You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Thank you. You lost. You didn't lose a football game because you didn't show up and give it your all. You didn't lose the match because the other team was just a little bit better than you that day. They scored more goals. No, you lost on an ideological level. The people of this republic, the people of the United States have rejected your ideology. Not just a little bit, but in mass. And yet, here we are in public, where I have to sit here after I've paid money. Well, I didn't pay it. My wife paid it. We pay, and I have to listen to you tell me that there's left and there's wrong. Really? 50 some odd % of the United States is wrong then. That's what you're saying. Close to 60% of the United States is wrong. Really? Now, I will give this person credit because they're no longer going to be here in the United States. They're moving to Portugal. Which is quite random. But good riddance. Don't let the door hit you on the ass on the way out. So I had to listen to that. And of course, she took little jabs, beep, 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 as they always do. And of course, all the little leftist people in the crowd, they cheered, oh, yes. Ha, 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 ha. And I'm like, ugh. I've had enough of it. I'm like, God, can I just go to an event and can't you just entertain me without trying to tell me that Trump is a puppet for Putin? What does that even mean? That was one of her comments. Trump's a Putin puppet. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. It's been debunked 3 ways this Sunday. And yet these people still repeat it. This is how you know brainwashing works. Brainwashing definitely works. And the media is successful at it because they have convinced a small minority, maybe 30% of the country, that Trump colluded with Russia and he's a Russian puppet. He's a Putin puppet. It's insanity. There's more evidence out there to suggest the opposite than to prove that he is a Putin puppet. If your argument is that Trump can talk to Putin and negotiate with Putin, that's a good thing. We want the leader of our country, the president of the United States, able to talk to leaders of other countries and make deals, negotiate, and can, keep us out of, conflict and war. That would be ideal, instead of having a drooling, bumbling idiot who is content at giving billions of dollars to a country that offers us absolutely nothing, and in every way, shape, and form will bring us into a conflict with one of the largest countries in the world, geographically, period. I think I would much rather have the guy that can sit down at a table and negotiate. But he's a Putin puppet. It's so stupid. These people are insane. They're insane. They're absolutely insane. And then, as if it didn't get bad enough, I was told the show is over. And I thought, thank God I can go home. It was entertaining here and there, but the whole political stuff was just off-putting. But here we go. The show's over. I'm going to go home. Nope. We get to meet her in person. It's part of the VIP experience that we paid for. Ooh. I'm going to get to meet this woman in person. I'm going to get to shake her hand. Well, I'm like, all right, well, that's going to be interesting. So we waited in line. And again, this woman was one of the nicest people. She talked to everybody. She gave everybody plenty of time to talk to her. She cut up. She's probably, to be completely fair to her, she would be someone that would probably be a lot of fun to hang out with, as long as she doesn't bring up politics. She probably would be a lot of fun. I will give her credit where credit is due. She was very good with her fans. You don't see that very often. A lot of people are just like, all right, walk up, shake my hand, take a picture, and move on. This woman literally, I think other people were trying to tell her, like, you got to wrap it up. We got a line here. So I will give her the credit where she does the credit's due. She was a very nice lady. And most people on the left, they tend to be that way. They tend to be overly nice until they find out you don't agree with them on something politically. Now, I know what you're thinking, David, you didn't. No, I didn't. I did not say anything. I didn't call her out. I'm going to get to that here in a minute, though. It was our turn. Kate was very excited. I was excited for her. I thought it was just awesome. She gets to meet someone she grew up watching as a child. So she's very excited. And I'm like, hell yeah, here we are. Let's do this. As a good supportive husband should be. And so she got her photo first, and then we got a photo. And I think my father-in-law, because my mother-in-law and my father-in-law were there, and he must have said, get up there, Marine, because she heard that, and she goes, oh, you're a Marine. And I said, yes, I am. She goes, do you know that this caricature, again, I'm not going to tell you guys, I know you want to know, but I'm not going to say it. I got to protect her identity, because she's insane, but she's not a bad person. Okay? Okay. She goes, this caricature is an honorary 3-star general in the Marine Corps. Do you know why? I said, why is that? She said, I performed at what is it? What is it called? The SEO or SEO or, damn it, I'm having a brain fart now. But she performed for the troops. She performed for these Marines. And this general came up and he unpinned his 3-star ranking and he pinned it on this caricature. It was a puppet. Do your deductive reasoning, people. And now the puppet is an honorary Marine. And I, of course, it's just cutting up. I would say that makes this caricature an honorary Marine. And the next thing you know, we're singing the Marine Corps hymn and getting our photo taken. Not on my bingo card for 2025, ladies and gentlemen. I did not know that I was going to sing the Marine Corps hymn with a puppet, but I did. And I will say that was fun. But once again, because these people are insane and they don't know how to interact with other people, and this woman is crazy, very nice, but very crazy, she proceeds to tell me, just listen. And she said this with all sincerity, which is what's mind-blowing to me, was she was sincere about what she's about to tell me, which is, don't follow any unconstitutional orders. And of course, I'm thrown off by this. This is not something that you normally hear. I was on a golf trip a few years ago, and the woman that puts on the golf trip, she's a really nice lady, but she's she's a liberal. I wouldn't call her a leftist, but she's a liberal. There is a difference. And she found out that I had voted. Well, she didn't find out I voted for Trump, but she asked me if I did, and I didn't respond right away because, again, this is like 2 years ago, so we're in the middle of the Biden administration, and you know how it is. All of us Trump people are like, we're just trying to keep our heads down and get through this elections the next 4 years, and try to vote Trump or somebody else back in. But we knew we were cannon fodder. Like, we were We had targets on our back. If someone found out you're a Trump supporter, chances are they're going to dogpile on you. And this one did. She was like, oh, I thought you were smarter than that. Oh, my goodness, I thought you were smarter than that. I can't believe you. First of all, who the fuck are you? You know what I mean? Like, shut the fuck up. What do you mean? Oh, I thought you were smarter than that. Fuck you. Okay. First of all, who says that to somebody? This is a professional event that you invited me to. I am writing an article for this event. You have invited me out here to play golf on this golf course and write an article. And here you are insulting me because of who I voted for. You never see. This is like, I never have experienced it. I have never seen it. Anyone on the right, Trump supporters or Republicans, I never experienced or have seen or witnessed a Republican be like, oh, you voted for Biden? I thought you were smarter than that. You know what we normally do? We go, oh, okay. And we just go, this person's not on my level, or they are not politically aligned with me. So I'm going to move on. I will talk about something else. I will talk about the price of tea in China. Because they voted for Biden. Listen, if you're dumb enough to vote for Biden, there's nothing I can say to convince you otherwise. And I'm certainly not going to insult you further. You already know you're stupid. But I'm not going to say that, especially in a professional setting. Here I am. I've just met this woman, the other day. My wife is meeting someone who she's very excited to meet. Everyone's having a good time. And she says to me, just don't follow any unconstitutional orders. And of course, you're like, what? Fucking what? Who says this? And so, of course, I look at her and I just go, that's not going to happen. Don't worry about it. She goes, oh, it's going to happen. And she looked at me deadpan serious. Oh, it's going to happen. Okay. And I thought to myself, I'm like, I had to bite my tongue. So bad. Because if you have listened to this program, if you have ever listened to The Rant, you know I'm an opinionated person. Clearly, I have a whole show about the Rant with David King, where I tell my opinions and I tell you about things. And I usually have no problem, because let me tell you something, just to dial it back, to go back to the woman who insulted me on the golf course. The gloves came off at that point. I said, okay, fine, fuck you. You want to go there? Let's go there. I wasn't trying to get down the political road, but since you want to go down that road, I'm going to stand up for myself, and I'm going to stand up for Donald Trump. And I did. And I shut their shit down. Everything she tried to throw at me, I shut it down in a heartbeat. She had no comeback to any of it, because everything she believes in is something that she's heard on the news. It's not substantive. It's not actually real. There's nothing to it. Somebody at CNN or MSNBC told her you have to say this and believe this. And guess what? We're not going to give you any of the tools to back it up. You can say what you want about me, but I back my shit up with facts. I am the most pragmatic person on the planet. You can probably sway me on a lot of things. I have been persuaded on a lot of stuff. I'm extremely pragmatic. My wife brought me back to Christ, for crying out loud. I know what you're thinking. David, you're cussing on this podcast and you're a Christian. Yeah, I'm a Christian. God's still working on me. I'm an evangelical, God-fearing Christian, and I do swear. Sorry. It's kind of hard not to do it. I try not to, but I do it. My point is, I am a pragmatic, rational person. I look at things from I try so hard to see things from everybody's perspective. I try to understand the woman on the golf course perspective. Why is she thinks I'm stupid because I voted for Trump? Why does she keep saying all these things that aren't true? Why does she believe this? Same thing for the woman the other day. Why does she think that I'm going to be told to do something unconstitutional? First of all, I'm not even in the Marine Corps anymore. I'm no longer active duty. Nobody's giving me orders. The only orders I follow are from my wife. Okay? That's my commanding officer now. So is she going to tell me to do something unconstitutional? Unlikely. So I don't even know why I'm being told this. But I try to understand where she is coming from when she says this. And I just don't understand it. I'm going, where are you getting this in? Where do you think this is going to happen? Why do you think this is going to happen? Who has told you this and has convinced you that Donald Trump is going to commit some sort of unconstitutional act. Like, there's people who think they're going to get rounded up in camps. What the hell is going on in this country? Why are there people who believe that they're going to be put in camps? Honestly, I really want to know. And since we're on the topic of following, don't do anything unconstitutional, really, that's really rich coming from your side of the aisle. And I wouldn't even say your side of the aisle, your side of the ideology. You left-leaning people, you leftists, it is so rich coming from you to tell me to not follow an unconstitutional order. The people that paraded and mandated and cheered and enforced COVID lockdowns, the people that told me and so many other Americans that you can't leave your house. You can't go to a funeral and bury your loved one, whether they died from COVID or not. It doesn't matter. You cannot go to that funeral. You can't go to the hospital and be by the bedside of someone you love. You can't do it. You're not allowed, even though you know the risks involved, or if there are any risks. You could weigh those risks and those options, and you could have made the decision for yourself if you wanted to be in that hospital next to the person in the bed who's dying, but you didn't get that option. They told you, no, you can't be in here. We literally had people visiting their parents in nursing homes behind fucking plexiglass, and they had to fight tooth and nail just to do that. You people... Your people, you leftists, were the ones who told us to stay locked down in our house. You're the ones who shut businesses down, ruined people's lives. You set these children back a year and a half in terms of education. They've already released a study the other day that said kids are about a year behind educationally right now because of the COVID lockdowns. That was your group of people, not mine. Mine, I said everybody needs to go the F back to work. Go back to work. Get out there. Get sick. Get this infection, because guess what? Everybody's going to get it no matter what. You can't hide from this. And you know what? I was right. I started this podcast in the middle of COVID, and I was right about everything I freaking said. And I'm just a blue-collar Marine who builds shit for a living. I'm not a doctor, but I could read between the lines. I'm not an idiot either. You people wanted the lockdowns. You people were the ones that wanted to force vaccinations on everybody. You are the ones who are saying, if you don't get vaccinated, you're going to lose your job. You're going to lose your livelihood. Oh, and hey, by the way, you have to have a vaccine passport. That was your people. That was the left. Oh, but there's left and then there's wrong. Really? Well, then I guess I'm wrong, and I'm happy to be wrong. Because vaccine passport sounds a lot like, let me see your papers. Let me see your papers. You're not allowed in this building. You do not have the proper identification. You do not have the proper papers. That's what that shit sounds like to me. I'm the fascist. I'm the guy that says everybody should be allowed to go work where they want to work and do what they want to do and move about the airplane as they see fit. If you want to get a vaccination, get one. More power to you. If you don't, then don't. You have the right as an American to decide what you want to put into your body. And you have a right as an American to travel wherever you want to travel and see whoever you want to see. If that means that you could die from it, that is on you. The government has every ability to notify, educate, and tell us, hey, these are the risks, these are the dangers. We obviously know there are risks involved with things that we do. You see the signs at the beach. Hey, there's a flag. There's a red flag waving today. The tide is high. There could be a rip current. Swim with caution or don't swim at all. We weigh the risks as humans on what we want to do. But in that moment, you told us you don't know what's best for you. You're selfish because you want to be with the person that's dying in your life and be by their bedside. You're selfish because you want to go back to work. That's what we got told. You're selfish because you want to run your business, the thing that makes you money so you can pay your bills and feed your family. Oh, I'm sorry. Did your business go under? Oh, well, sucks to be you. We had to lock down to save everybody, but we didn't save anybody. Nobody got saved. And that's just the COVID shit. How about the censoring of people on social media? That was you. That was you. You're the one who, you and the FBI are the ones that came down on people like Zuckerberg and forced them to censor misinformation. You shouldn't be allowed to say misinformation. Yeah, you people, the ones that call us fascists. We're the fascists, but you're the one who's censoring everybody. You're the one who wants to lock everybody in their house. You're the one who wants to tell everybody how to live their life. But I'm the fascist. I'm the one who's going to be told to do something unconstitutional. No, I was told to do something unconstitutional in 2020. And you know what I did? I gave them the middle finger. You know what I did? I went to the grocery store every day with no mask on. That's what I did, because I knew this is just going to be what it's going to be. I'm going to get it. Heck, I thought I already had it in January. It just is what it is. So don't lecture me. Oh, it's coming. They're going to make you do something unconstitutional. No, they're not. And you know what? If they do, I won't do it because I didn't do it before. It's that simple. Enough. And I wanted so badly to tell her that. I really did. I really wanted to just be like, you know what? There's absolutely no reason for you to believe that. There's no reason to think that that's ever going to happen. And let me tell you, since you're over here spouting out about who's right and who's wrong, what I just said is what I would have loved so badly to tell her. But no, because us conservatives, we're the ones who have to act right. We're the ones who have to dress nicely and keep our, act professional. We're not to say anything. We're not to start anything. No. This woman wants to say something absolutely absurd in public, and I'm supposed to just go, well, that's not going to happen. It's okay, and walk off. When in reality, I should correct her. I really should have, but you can't. It's not the time or the place. And it's not the time or the place for her to say something stupid like that to somebody. And yet here we deal with this crap every day. You go, Dave, aren't you getting a little worked up you're getting worked up over nothing. I'm not really. Listen, this is how I am. I rant. I rave. I go on a tirade. That's why my wife bought me a podcast equipment and said, please yell into this microphone. I don't want to listen to you anymore. I said, fine. I'm not angry. I'm just like, why is it that we have to put up with this shit? Because I've put up with it so many times in my life. It's refreshing. I cannot tell you how refreshing it is when I meet somebody who's just like, they kind of look at you and they go, you look at each other and go, you voted for Trump, right? And you're like, yeah, I did. And they're like, oh, you did? Yeah, me too. Oh yeah, okay. And you both have like this almost sigh of relief. You have this sigh of relief because it's like, oh, we can, all right. Yeah. And there's probably nothing I'm going to say that's going to piss you off because you're probably not an uptight prick. That's great. That's fantastic. And you're not going to sit here and lecture me and try to chew my head off because I voted for Donald Trump. Yeah. I voted for the guy that gets shit done. Have you seen the last 3 weeks? That's why I voted for that man. And I'd vote for him again. He's going to try to run again for a third term. You know what? If they change it and he does, I will. I said it out loud, but he's not going to. He's too old. You guys forget we didn't have term limits before Roosevelt. Jeez. Brain is not firing on all cylinders today. We need to figure out how to navigate this situation because we are in this weird time right now. So the honeymoon period for us is coming to an end. And maybe that's the wrong way to put it. But we were on this high from November until now. We've been riding this wave of just like, yes, we won. We've got a guy with a brain back in the office. Look, he's got all these great people behind him. He's got a great team. He's got Tulsi Gabbard and Robert Kennedy and Elon Musk and all these, Marco Rubio's even out there. Like, I'm so excited for this team behind Trump. I'm as excited about Trump, but I'm almost more excited about the team behind him. I'm excited about it. And we all are. And we're all kind of riding this wave. But now we're coming into the new year. We're in February, and now what's starting to happen is that wave is starting to subside, and the left is coming back. They're trying to figure out how to navigate this. They're trying to figure out what they're supposed to do. They haven't figured out that they lost. They haven't figured out that their ideas suck. They haven't figured out that they've been wrong probably their entire damn life. But they haven't figured any of that out, and they probably never will. And then they're going to make an ass out of themselves and say stupid ass shit in public. And you're going to either have to do one of two things. You're either going to have to just kind of shrug it off and deal with it like I did, or you're going to have to bark back. And when you do that, if you do that, the best way you can do that is to remain calm and just spit facts. Lay the facts down, baby. Don't get personal. Don't name call. Just lay some facts out. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. You know what I mean? I'm glad I got that off my chest. I am so tired of dealing with it. I'm done. That woman should be happy that this was a thing for my wife, and I wanted my wife to enjoy herself, because otherwise I would have barked back and made a scene, and I probably would have had to defend myself against everybody in that room because they were all crazy purple-haired leftist weirdos. Anyway, everybody, thank you so much for listening to The Rant. Let me know what you think. Hit me up on social. The Rant at David King. X. Facebook, Instagram, The Real DK on X. We'll see you soon. Bye now.
This is such a crock of shit.